Hello everyone. So today we are coming to the final session of what we started on 6th April 2022, and it took a long journey for me to complete one tutorial of 15 or 20 minutes daily. So today we'll be completing the topic, which is the Python user input and then Python user formatting. Along with that, we'll also be talking about downloading the py file, which is Python file from Kaggle. So to begin with, we just first talk about the Python user input. So this is the code that I've written in Kaggle. So I could have easily written it like this, where it would have been looking for the input. So this input basically will give you a text box and it will take the input. And then whatever you put in, it will put in the username and then we'll print this line. But why I have to place it in the try and exempt one is because when it tries to save it, when you try to save it on the Kaggle, it will not save it. It will give you an error every time that you try to save it. And so by writing down in the try and exempt, it will not give you an error. So let's just take an example of this and try to execute it. I'll just try to run all of them because I didn't run the first part as well, the initializing code that has been given there, that was not executed. So I'll wait till I get a text box where I can write down the name. So you see that we get a text box, and in the text box I write down the div k learner and hit enter, and it shows me the output of this print. And when we save it, it gets saved as well. If you just write down the user input, it will not get saved. It will give you some error if it is not written in the try catch. Let me see if I can get you the previous version of what we had saved here. You see, this one was failed, and in this one, if I show you, I had written down simple username and this, and it gives you an error like this, that raw input was called, but the front end does not support input requests. So that is where I started placing the, I'll just go back to the view. That is where we had started putting in the try catch block and everything worked. So now it gives you this error directly on the page. Now the second thing which we had to talk about after user input is okay, let's just close this part here, and I think we have the code. Yeah. Moving on to the next part where we are talking about the string formatting. So I'll just execute all of them and then we'll keep on executing the part of it. So I'll just wait for a couple of minutes. So we see all of the code as executed. So here, just start with it. So what I'm trying to do is string formatting. So I write on price is equal to 49 txt price. The price is, and I put in this angular bracket to place it where I want the values to be coming in, and then I say text txt.format and write down the price. So that is where this angular bracket gets replaced with this price, and I get this price is $49. This is a simple example. The next part of it is where we are talking about the formatting with the decimal. So we are writing down 2.2 and floating. So that's the reason when we run this code, we get $49.00. So that is actually 0. If Similarly, this is the other example of 0f where I'm writing down the values of the decimal as in a lot of digits, and it is rounding it off to show you up to 2 digits. I can write down a code, I can copy this part and say that it should write down till 4, so it will give you, if I write down dot 4 and execute it, it will be rounding it to 4. So you can see it is taking it till the 4th. Similarly, if you want to write down multiple values, you can write down multiple angular brackets. These are curly brackets, and with the formatting that you want to apply. And then I'm passing the quantity, which will be going into the first bracket, item number, which will be going into the second bracket, and the price will be going into the third bracket. And these are the values that I've given. So if I run it, you will see 3 is quantity, so 3 is here. Then the second bracket is item number, which is 567, and cost price, which is in $2 format of floating, so it is 49.00. So that is what you can do. Except that you can also write down the values like this. And if I see, we are talking about the txt, which I think would be wrong. So if I write down my order, because the my order is this, so if I run it, it will give me the information according to the format that I'm writing it down. So I wrote down price, so it gave us price here. This is 567, which is the item number, and quantity is $3. But if you see, this is wrong. This is not the correct output that we were expecting or we wanted. So if we have this kind of an issue in which we want the values to be coming in correctly, irrespective of where we place it, we write down the index. In the index, we write down 2, so this will be taking up the quantity. This will be taking up again the middle number 1, and this will be taking the price. So now if I run this is where the above problem is solved. I have 3 pieces of item number 567 for $49. So that is what we actually wanted, and by giving the numbers, we give actually the location of the parameter or the arguments which we are passing to the format. Then the next thing is, if you want to put in something as named, so we are writing down the similar things as, not named is the next part, but again here also we can repeat the index. So if I can write down 1 here, so it will be writing down the value of 1 and 1 twice, and age 1. So he is John, and John is 36 years old. So this way we are saying that the name has to be written at 2 places, whereas the age is coming only once. The next thing was about the named. So by named, I can write down the characters like this, or might be the formatting like this, where I'm writing down the car name, and then I'm giving the car name with a value. I'm writing down model in the curly braces, and then I'm giving the value in the model. So if I run this, it will show me I have a Ford. So car name has been changed with the Ford as we have supplied that. It is a Mustang. So Mustang has been shared here as well. So this is the way that we have completed the formatting. The next thing is about downloading the file, which is the last part here in our topics, which is download py file from Kaggle. So simply, when you are there in the Kaggle file that you're working on, so what you can do is you can click on file and you can click on download. So you will see that you have the download file of the same of the format that you were looking forward for, and then you can take it and you can put it in another IDE or platform that you want to work on. Might be on the Python GUI, or might be on Anaconda where you have it. So this way that you can download it and work on it. So with this, we have completed all the topics that has been mentioned here. I thank you for showing your patience and coming along with me on this journey. And I hope we have moved a bit forward in our learning today as well. With that, I thank you for being part of the journey and listening to me. And and I wish you all the best for your future, for the other part of the for your future as well, and for the days. So good day and take care. Bye bye. Till we meet again.